BG here, gradient underscore. So it's the same image, but the way it is repeated is different. Okay, so you want, and there's some pictures that you might only have to, they are only good to repeat them vertically. Do you guys understand? So you might have to try and error. So you try, okay, is this thing looking good vertically or is it looking good horizontally? So, but let's see how to do it so that it looks like this. So what you want to do is that you tell, after you have put your background image property like this, you put it like this, you're going to use another property called background repeats. And then you're going to let it know, oh, only repeat on x-axis, which is what this means. And so when you do it like that, it becomes like this. If you remove this now, right? And then you do it, it just becomes to show like this. Okay. Sorry, hold on. But now, if you now let the browser know that, okay, I don't want you to show it like this. I want to not repeat it vertically. I just want to repeat it horizontally, because let me use the picture of the sun again. Let me use the sun here so you understand. So let's use the sun. Saved it. Then go to, all right. So you can see it's repeating itself like this. So now let's try that other. I just want to see how it will look. Let's try this property. So always remember, it is a trial and error process. When you come to coding, you have to try a lot of things. You have to check, oh, will this work? Don't expect that you will do something once and it will be fine now. No. Which is why I'm also advising that, oh, it's better you look for something simple as your project. You don't want to do anything heavy, because you have to check and recheck and recheck and recheck. That's the work. So now let's see how this looks like, because I'm curious as to how it looks like. Oh, this image is already going horizontally, so it's already going like this. So when you say something is going horizontally, it means if you follow the movement of my mouse, or did I get this right? Oh yeah. So when you say something is moving horizontally, that means it's moving like this. When you say something is moving vertically, it's moving like up, down, like a straight line. But horizontally, it's going from left to right, vertically up and down, up and down. So I hope you understand that. So if you want it to only go from left to right, this is going up, down, up, down. You can see that's why there's one here, there is one here, there is one here. But when you put your repeat X, it will only go straight up like this. It's not going to put one below it, which is what it is. So that's why you can't see it, because it's not on top of each other from up, down. It's just going side by side. Any questions?
No.
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 So what if you only want your background to show just once? You don't want it to be showing multiple times. What do? You use the no repeat property. Remember, the other one was repeat X, and it will show multiple times horizontally. But if you only want it to show once, you just use the no repeat as it did. Now let's remove no repeat and see how it shows here. Let me cut this. So you see, it goes 1, 2, 3. Now let me try it with repeat X. Let me try to repeat X. Maybe this one will show it better. I hope I got that right. Yeah, repeat X. So let's try. See, and it's only going like this. Like I said, it's just going on this line. It's not going on top of each other. before you could see another one down below. Like you see, there was one going down here, even though we can't see the end. It stops at where the page stops. But if you want it, if you don't want it to even repeat at all, just press no repeat. And voila, it will only show once. Do we understand?
Yes, I understand.
Yes, yes.
Okay, any
Yes.
questions? No questions. So we also have something called the background positioning. So it used to specify where you want the position of the image to be on the background. For instance, in other pictures, we've not been specifying where we want them to be. It's just wherever the browser chooses. Here, whatever the browser chooses, whatever the browser chooses, wherever the browser chooses. But now, this was also like we didn't even tell it where to stay, but the browser just chose, okay, I'm going to start at the very beginning, and which is what you will see. You definitely start at the very beginning. But now you want to shift it to a particular location. You want it to show once, and then you want to shift it to a particular position. So of course, you use your background image property, you put your image, you do the no repeats because we don't want it repeated, we want to show it once. And now this is the new one, the background position. Right here, they put it at the right top. You can see this is the top corner and it's on the right. If you say bottom, if you say right bottom, it will come to the bottom of the right. Why is it choosing there? Let me see. Okay, so left top is working. Uh, so I don't think it has a bottom. So it doesn't. So what works is left top or right top, whichever works for you. That is what you can choose. Let me see. Just to be sure. Let me check that background position. There should be other positions. Maybe I don't remember what they are called. Okay, there is, but apparently, let me copy this to be sure. So you can put top, you can put left. If you put it on the top, it appears like this on the page. If you put it on the left, it appears to, okay, midsection on the left. This is the center. Okay, now they just use positions. If you know maths very well, you will understand this. This is a mathematical calculation. So let's see this one. This is bottom and this is right. Okay, so let's try this. Can I copy this? So I don't know why it's not working on W3 browser. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
So for some reason, I don't know why it's not working on W3 browser. Let's check it on VS Code. Let's check it on VS Code. Let's use a small picture. I want a really small picture. I know the pictures here look big. Let me see. Okay, I can use the sun. The sun is small. Oh, sorry, images, sun.
The semicolon is not meant to be inside.
Yeah, thank you, dear. Thank you. So that's how you know when you have a wrong code. If you're seeing all these red dots, you know that something is wrong. Who is this person? So let me see. Even this is showing me that something is wrong.
You did not put the semicolon outside the bracket.
Oh, okay. Let me try it again. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying now. Thank you. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, now it's not giving us any error code again. So I have to do repeats first. I have to do background. What's that element again? Background repeats. And I also do no repeat. Because I only want it to repeat once. Or I only want it to show once. So let's see if this works on our browser. I'm telling the browser that I want it to be on the bottom, like 50 px away from the side. Okay, let's check it and I'll see if it works. And I'll explain the positioning. Hold on, this is blocking. Sorry. So you see, this is the thing when you are working with positions. You can see right here that it's not showing on my browser either. It didn't even show here. It didn't apply it on what's it called? On W3 website. It went a different direction. So most times you have to be careful when you're using certain properties because you don't know how the browser is going to interpret them. So it's better to use generic positions that you know, like top right or left or bottom. Because if you are trying to calculate mathematics, the browser might interpret it anyhow. So your safest bet is just to say, okay, top right corner. Right, I think it was right top they did, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yes. So you see, this will work across all browsers well. Do you get? Let me see if I put it to just the right, where will it go to? So yeah. So most times you have to be checking. You try one property, you see how it looks, you try another property, you see how it looks, you try another one, you see how it looks. And that's why I'm saying it is better you look for a simple website to build because it is going, and director said you are going to do 5 pages. So imagine doing 5 pages of all this. It's a lot of work. So save your stress, save yourself the stress, my darlings, and look for something basic, something simple, something that you know, okay, I've learned this. Let me try it. Okay. So, but basically, this is how you put a background picture in one place, and you are already starting to learn that when it comes to programming, it's trial and error, trial and error. You try this, does it work? No. You try another method, does it work? No. Try another method. It's not a one size fits all. There are different ways to achieve different things. Okay. Oh my God. So that's about background positioning. All right, so let's move to the next one. Background attachment. Background attachment specifies whether the background image should go or should be fixed. You know, and what that means is that we will not scroll with the rest of the page. Let's just check what they're trying to say. So if you say it should be fixed, this is how it is. And this is usually for very, very, like you can see this web page is long. This is a very long web. So sometimes you can have an image like this image here, and you just want it to stay on top here and you're scrolling. Meanwhile, there are some websites you go to that as you're scrolling, the image is still remaining the image might remain on one side, or it might just be on top. Like you see the way this, oh sorry, you see the way this thing here keeps scrolling with us when we're scrolling. Let me scroll. You see that the top part keeps scrolling with us. You see, it comes down, it keeps scrolling. So depending on how you want to do it, most times, most of these images are not as big as this. Maybe they are one small image at the side. And then as you scroll down, they're also scrolling with you. So this one is fixed, I guess. Okay, so the background let me explain. I've been seeing this, it was even here. I've been seeing this margin, right? So I think I talked about padding before. Okay, I will talk about padding and margin later. But what this margin actually means is that it wants a space. Let me remove it so that we'll understand. We'll understand. So it was just creating a space. Well, imagine what it is. Okay, margin right. It was just creating a space at the right here. If we run it now, I don't know why it's appearing on this browser like this. I really do not know why it's appearing. Let's try it on, let me see if I can download it so we can use it on VS Code. Let me see if I can download this particular picture and use on VS Code. Oh no, I can't. Because it's not applying well on the browser. Okay, let me see if I can show you guys here. Okay, you know what, don't worry, we'll talk about margin and you'll understand margin eventually. But for now, just focus on the background attachment that we're trying to learn. I think after this, okay, so after this, I'll teach CSS, border, margins, and padding so you understand. But we'll take a break. So for the background attachment, it means that you see, they even wrote a lot of text because it has to be a long, and just imagine this is just a very short website, and look at all you have to write. Imagine if you're writing all this, you're adding pictures, you're adding, my darlings, look for something easier. And you have to do 5 different pages. So my darlings, look for something easier. So now if we're scrolling, the image stays in one place. As you're scrolling, you see it stays in one place. So it is fixed. It stays in one place. Now, if you want it to scroll as you move, what you use scroll. And this is for when the what's it called? Maybe it's a small image and it's not covering the entire place. You've already told the image that you don't want it to repeat, and it's a small image. So you can do that. On a bigger image will cover the entire page. So this will be hard to do. But for small images like this, perfect. So if you want this to scroll as you scroll, you can come here and say scroll. So now if I start doing it, you can see it's scrolling. It's no longer fixed. Do we understand? I think fixed and scroll is self-explanatory on its own. Do we understand that particular one?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, so let's go. So this is just talking about shorthand. And it's basically just saying, you can see how long this is. Although I won't advise this, but I will just show you guys. You can see how long this is, right? The shorthand way of doing it is you just write everything at once. Just write everything at once. But this is I wouldn't advise you to do it. I would not, it's risky. So it's better if you are seeing what you're doing. So don't do shorthand, just do it the long way, because it's better. It's more understandable. That other shorthand will confuse you. So I'm not going to go straight. I'm not going to go into that much, you know. But I want us to take a break. What's the time now? Let me check my phone. Let's take a break. A 10-minute break. Time is 10 o'clock. So we're going to come back in 10 minutes time. So that is 10.
By 10:10.
Yes, 10 minutes time. So please don't leave the class. So come back. Oh, oh. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're back. Um, Bukumi, I don't have the link, so maybe talk to director. Um, so is everybody back? Inyolu, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, Inyolu, so you are the host now. You're going to have to make me the host. Can you
Okay.
see? Do you know how to make me the host?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So, okay, so I'm guessing everybody is back. Let's quickly talk about borders, margins, and all of that. So, I'm waiting for you to make me host, though. If you need help, let me know.
I need help.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So you just click on participants, and then when you click on participants, you go to my name. When you go to my name, you see those three dots. at the side after mute, you see those three dots. If you click on that dot, you will see make host. Just go to my name and do that. Ooh. All right, thank you. Thank you. So now let's talk about, I know we've talked about borders. I've talked about borders twice. Yeah, and we've talked, so I don't think I need to talk about borders. And these are the different type of borders that you have. So what you should know that when it comes to writing borders, sorry, hold on. Oh my God. Sorry, give me a moment. I'm trying to adjust my, okay. So I've talked about borders before, and I've said that you should, let's even go and see the different type of borders. Let's go. This is what a dotted, this is a, let me expand it. Now, you know how we write borders. Every time we write borders, we are always writing the size of the border. Like we write something like this. Always writing border, and then we write, sorry, border, and then we write 2px solid. Let me use solid here. And then we'll also write the color, right? This is how we write borders. I know that this is wrong, but I'm just saying this is how we write borders. So this solid represents the different type of styles you are seeing there. You can decide that you want it to be dotted. This is how a dotted border looks like. This is how a dashed border looks like. This is how a solid border looks like. This is how a double border looks like. This is a groove border, is gray. This is a ridge border. And this is an inset border, an outside border. So inside border is just the top right corner. Outside border is the bottom, probably left. Yes. You see the difference between inset and outside. This is no border. This is the hidden border. I don't know why anybody wants to use a hidden border. And this is the mixed border. How do you write the mixed border? Okay. And so this is how you write them. If you want to do a mixed border, you can do dotted dash solid. So you just write it like this. So that means if you're writing it in your code, instead of writing only solid, if you want a mixed border, you will do dotted dash. You write it at once and then you write the color. So do we understand that this is pretty much something I've explained before? So you should understand what a border is. Any questions?
No. No.
Okay. So the border width, the px that you normally write, what it actually just specifies the width of the borders of the four borders. You can write it in px, you can write it in pt, you can write it in centimeter, that's cm. These are the units you can use to write it, em, cm, pt, but I just pick px. And you can also use predefined values like thin, medium, or thick. But this one will just give you, is it that it will give you thin, medium? Okay, let's see it. So this is a solid border, and this is 5px, right? This is another solid border, and it's a medium property. Now you can see that 5px and medium, you can see the difference. So maybe you want to use the thing with using those what's it called? The thing with using predefined values is that sometimes it might not give you the thickness you want. Now, let me remove this. Thank you. Now, if I say I want medium border, and I look at it, this border is not as thick as I want it. I want it to be. I really want it to be thicker than this. But this is the property of medium. So then I have to go and use a number to specify, okay, I want it a little thicker. Do you understand? That's it. So this is a dotted border. If I make this dotted border 5px now, we see that it's thicker. See? is thicker. When it was 2, I hope you guys can see this thing. When it was 2, like watch this, what's it called? Watch this border, this dotted border. You can see how it is now. Let me make it 2. See, it's not so thick anymore. This is a thick border. So basically, it's just saying how thick do you want this border? How big do you want this border to be? Do you want it to be thin? Do you want it to be slim? Do you want it to be fat? It depends on you. That's basically what the border width is all about. And most times, what we just do is that we write it directly when we're writing the border instead of doing border. Let's say we use the shorthand instead of writing border style and now writing border width. We just use the short style or the shorthand method. Solid 5x, then you put the color. They didn't even put color here, but we always use color. Do you guys understand? Do we understand?
Yes.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes. No.
What's your question?
No.
Okay, no question. So
But
this
Miss
is border
Lohan,
color. Yes?
the question that I asked at the beginning of the class, you haven't actually answered it.
What's the question?
I asked how do you put images on a border?
Oh, how do I put images in a border? I don't know if images can be kept in a border because we are right here now. There's nothing like images in a border. Do you get? But you can change. Can you? No, you can't. Let's check that. I've never put, but you can put a border around an image though. So you just put a border around an image. Can I put a border around an image? So I think it's possible. Yes, it's possible. Let me see. Yes, you can. So this is it. And are you looking? This is it. So you know how to put your image already. So when your image is there, you just go just pick the image element, which is what you have here. You can see they picked it, which is what it is right there. And then you just put the properties you want to put. 5px solid. Maybe you want to make this dotted. And then maybe you want to make this, let's make it gray. Let's use colors instead of numbers. You know? So you see it, or you can make it dashed. Or let's use double. What's the name of that? Double, that double one. Okay, let's use a double border. So you can put an image around the border.
Okay. But
So
I
have you
feel
seen this now?
I even said the wrong thing. I was meant to say how do you put an image in a div rather.
How do you put an image in a div?
Yeah. Yes.
Simple. It's just like this. You put a div here. Then you choose whatever class you want to choose. You can choose to call it images. Let me just put it image. Maybe I want to call the class image. Then I close it. You close here. And then you come down and close it at the end of the image. See? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
This is it. So in a case like this, if you're going to style this, you can just decide to pick the image class instead. Sorry. Put the full stop at the back because it's a class. And it will still work if you run it like that. Oh, now it becomes bigger. Why did it become? Okay, because it's putting it on the entire place. Oh, yeah, that's true. So it's better to use image then. So it's better to use. Because when you write codes, they are all on a single line. But because the picture is short, so It's just putting it in a short place. Even if you try to change the background color of this text now, you will notice that it will extend to the end because it's writing it in block. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
So you can put an image around the border. Okay, so we've talked about borders, we've talked about border colors and all of that and all of that. So now let's talk about the sides of the borders. So it's basically what we've been saying since. You can decide to give different sides of the borders, whatever type of border you want to give it. This one now, they gave the border top style dotted. That's why the up is dotted. They gave the border right solid, the border right style. That's here. This is the right, it is solid. They gave the border bottom style dotted, which is this is just a lot of work. I don't think anybody actually does this, but this is just to show you that, oh, it is possible. You can use different border sides if you want to. You just have to use the property border top style, border right style, border bottom style, border left style. So depending on what you want, it's pretty straightforward. Let's check this. Feel about the border size. Okay. So you can have any style you want. That's basically what they're trying to let us know. You can have any style you want. So let's move on. Just make sure that you remember the properties for it. Border top style, border right style, any style you want, any place you want to style, you put it there. So actually, border shorthand is what we've been doing since, which is 5px solid red. That's what we've been doing. So it's easy for me to say, oh, you can use shorthand in borders. But if you want to try it in backgrounds are a little more complex. I might confuse you. But borders are not so complex because it's just three things: the size, the color, and the type of border. So this is something that we've been doing for a while that we know. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Any questions?
No.
No question.
No.
So now let's talk about the corners. The corner of the border. So you can see this is a normal border. It has a square corner. Now this is a little rounded. This is more rounded. And this is actually really, really round. So you can do it. What's the use? This property here, this round property here is called a border radius. I mean, if you know about circles and you know about circumferences and radius, this is called a border radius. And the border radius specify how round you want the borders to be. I think, did I delete this? Yes, I would show you an example here too in this picture. But it shows you, you can see the border. So how do you do it? Border radius, 5px. Just ignore this padding. We're going to talk about padding very soon. So border radius is, I think the first one is border radius. They didn't even put border radius here on the first one. That's why it's just normal. It has a square. On the second one, they kept a border radius of 5px. So it's a little rounded. A border of 8px is more rounded. A border radius of 12px is much more rounded. So depending on how round you want it to be, someone's sending me a message. Depending on how round you want it to be, you have to be using different numbers. If you try 8px and you feel like, oh, this is not round enough, you try 12. If you try 12 and you say you can still use, let me see, use 15. Let's say 15 is for the last one. See, more rounded. Let's use 20. I think at 20, you are pretty much run out of being round, because this is round enough. You can't go round than this. Let's change this. I think this is 8px. Let's change this to 12. It's going to be more rounded. Just look at this property now. Let me make it 12. See? More rounded. If I make it 15, just look at it. It's going to be more rounded. Definitely more rounded. So do we understand that? I think it ends at 12 actually, or 15. I think it ends at 12. So is that understandable? Any questions? Any questions?
No.
Nobody's saying anything. If people are just saying no question, no question, are you
No.
sure you're understanding this thing? Not that when I give you assignment tomorrow now, we'll not start looking. You come and be giving me what I did not teach you. Inyolu, are you understanding?
Yes.
Okay. No problem. All right, so let's go to margins. Now, what are margins? The margins properties are used to create a space. Oh, I said I wanted to show something. So you can see there is a border around this image. Let's assume I want to make this border rounded. I'll put border radius. Border radius. Sorry. Border radius 12px. Right? Voila, it's rounder. Right? If I remove the border px, so you can put the border radius around pictures as well. If I remove this, it becomes square again.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you, dear. So you can also put, I've showed you guys how to put a border around an image. If you want to put a border around an image, just pick the image element and you put your border the same way we'll be writing it. And you can add whatever properties you want to add. Okay. So let's go to margin. So margins are properties used to create space around the elements outside any defined borders. When you have full control over the margins, there are properties for setting margin for each side. So you have margin top, margin right, margin bottom. So let's go and explore what that is right now. Let me close some pages so that my laptop doesn't start to lag. It's just Bukumi drawing on what is, oh my God. I have to disable whiteboard. What's happening? Why am I seeing just Bukumi on my screen? What are you doing? Thank you for deleting it. Aha. So, how do you use margin? Okay, I think I should use, okay, let me use here first. So now this is a write-up. It's actually in it. They actually put the write-up in a div element, right? And they said this element has a top margin of 100px. What that means is that right here, this space here is 100px. A margin bottom of 100px. It means that the space under is also 100px. Now it has a margin right of 150px. It means the space here is 150, because this is the right, is 150px, and the space here is 80px. You can tell the difference between, if I make both the left and the right 80, you see that the space around them will be the same. Now let me make it, they even put a border. Okay, let's remove the border. If I remove the border, how is it going to look like? Cut. You cut on. So now we've removed the border. There's a background color there, that's why it's like this. So now we've removed the border. And they said, let me make the right 80-80. Let me change this to 80. Now watch how there's a huge difference between the left side here and the right side. So if I do this now, you see it becomes equal. It becomes equal. If I make this margin top 50, you would see the difference. Now the top here is 100. Now I'm making it 50. See, it goes up a little. So it's just the spacing around an object. Sorry, let me check this. Okay, I'll show you guys. It's just the spacing around it. Now, you can do this with links as well. Let me show you an example of how you do it with links. Let me show you an example. Let me open a file. I want to open. Okay, let me open an above file. Okay. I'm trying to find a link. Okay. So now this, let me take this here. I want to show you guys something. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to find the best possible way to show you how it looks like around a link. Okay, let's say you come here and you write, my name is Ehun. Let's say you write a little, or let me use myself. Let's say you write a little detail about yourself, right? Let me just paste this here. Let me copy details from here. Okay, so okay, so let me use this right up here. Let me copy it. I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, so let me put it here. Right. Let me delete everything that is down. Okay, so let me see how this looks. All right, so please, I just want to see how this looks on the browser before I go ahead. Okay, that is writing too much. So we're going to break it. Because I want to show you guys something. Okay, so let me see how it looks like on the browser. Okay, so now it's like this, right? And I don't know why it's writing in red. Okay, the paragraphs are in red. Let me go and remove that. Okay. So this is just, I just wrote something about myself. Now I want this what's it called? This write up. I want it to be in the middle. Okay? I want it to be in the middle. So I use imagine. Sorry. Okay. So I use imagine. So there are different ways to put imagine. So I'm just going to use, what's it called? Um, let me use you can decide to use a div, but I'm just going to put a class here. Okay. I'm just going to put a class is equal to, you can also use a div if you want to, but I'm using a class and I'm going to name it paragraph. Okay. Or let me name it para. So this is a class. Let me delete this. Okay. So this is a class. All right. So now I'm going to style this class. I'm going to say, I want this to be, I want the margin paragraph, open your curly brackets. I want the margin, just like the way I taught you guys about padding, when I said, if you just want a padding for, you want everything to be the same. Instead of doing margin top, margin bottom, margin left, I don't want that. I want the padding to be, I want all of them to have a space of 100. I want them to have a space of 100. Oh, sorry. 100 px, right? Now let me save that. So now let me go to my browser. See, now everything is in the middle except for the contacts, because you also have to move this one to the middle as well. But I'm focused on here. Sorry, please give me a moment. Let me try to, please hold on.
Mr. Han,
Yes,
you are muted.
I know. I'm checking for something. I want to be sure I'm doing the right thing. Okay. Okay. So in this case, because I want to put, because I also want this, what's it called? This link, this contact me link that is here. You guys can hear me, right? This contact me link that is here, because I want it to be in the middle, I'm going to use a div. I'm going to use a div. Let me use it. Okay. And then I'm going to end the div at the end of the link. You guys understand how this link is being written? You have the class, you have the H. You understand this, right?
Yes.
Aside from the title. Okay. So let me close this div here. Oh, sorry. Let me close this div here. And let's see if it works. Hmm. Please, Sorry, hold on. I have to go and put on the gen because my battery is very bad and the gen has gone off. It will die. So just hold on. I'm coming. Just give me a yeah. Okay, no, this is for hair. This is for hair. Okay. So I don't know how it's turning out. So I'm going to revert to my original. I mean, I can still leave a div here. Okay. This is how this goes. Okay, I like this. Oh, the stuff is not reflected. Okay. So let's see. Okay. I was sorry, I was talking. I was on mute. So what did I do here? I changed this to a div. So let me change this to a paragraph back because I didn't like how it's appearing. So I'm going to change this to a paragraph. The paragraph. Okay. So this is paragraph, and then the class is para. Okay. Okay. So let me see. I kept the margin of 100px. So here is 100px, here is 100px, here is 100px. Let me make 150 so it will definitely be in the middle. So let's do. All right. So just the space between contact and the write-up is because I'm leaving a 150px space. Now, if I want to bring the contact closer to it, I have to reduce the margin bottom. So that means I have to write the long code I don't want to write. So margin top should be 150. Margin right, margin.
My screen is frozen.
It's frozen. Let me stop and share it again.
All of this is connected. This is connected.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Network cuts me off. What's going on? Okay. So sorry, guys. Network cut me off. Let me share my screen again. So let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. I guess my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that you're raising your
Yeah.
hand? Why?
Yes.
Do you have a question? Cesar, do you have a question? Cesar, okay, you're not. So I also said now I've written margin top 115, margin right 115. Didn't put a margin bottom. So now let's go and see how it appears on the browser. Contact now 150. I want this in the middle. Let me make 200. I want that right up in the middle. So I'm going to add more margin. 200. 200. 200. Okay. So let me see. All right, so we're almost there. I think I will see this. Okay. 150. So you see the thing about writing code, you're going to be checking and checking to get the exact position you want. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying look for something easier. All right, so let's just leave it like that. So now I have a link. Sorry. So this link right here has a password. Let me get one password. Button branding. Now this is the class. I take that. Right. Go to now. Now I'm going to give it. So the first I'm going to do is give it border. Sorry, give it a background of blue. Let me give it a background of blue color. Background. Let me be sure I have that property right. Background. I don't know what is wrong with my connection. So please let me check it because I'm kind of being logged out. Just hold on, let me check it. It seems stable and I'm not even sharing my video, so I don't know why I keep getting my internet connection is unstable. Okay, so please guys bear with me. We're almost done for the day. So let me just show you guys what I want. Let me share my screen again. See my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, signify you.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Let me make it purple because the color of the link is purple. Here, it's purple now. Let me see. I'm going to explain what I'm doing, but I just want to make sure I'm getting it right first before. Okay, so let me check. Okay. So this is going to be your assignment. This particular thing I'm doing is going to be your assignment. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do. I think I can add a little more. Margin top. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing now. Just too much. Okay. So now this, see how I changed a link. This used to be a link. So let me just show you guys what it is. So after, sorry, hold on. So you can see the write-up here. This is going to be people's assignment. So listen, you're going to write a short paragraph about a short story about yourself. You're going to open a new file. That new file will be called about.html, just like this, about.html. Now you're going to have your write-up, write a little about yourself, and then put a link. That link would lead to, what would it link to now? Okay. There's a link to, let me check this. So that link is going to lead to your email. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Let me use this. So you want to write your HR for the link, you're going to put your email. Make sure you put mail to, then your email. Are you guys understanding? Are you guys understanding me?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, sorry. So if somebody clicks on your button, it should lead to, see, it should be leading to your email, whatever email sender you're using on your browser. So how did I make it from a write-up like this? This is your body, then you write about yourself, and you now put a link. Your link, your HR should be, your href should be is mail to your email. Please take note. Then title. Let me tell you what title does for you. If I go to my page now, my internet is unstable, and I do like this. You can see the title there, contact Itoha. So your title should be contact Elmu or contact EX. So just put it when you're writing, after you're written your class, your href. It is VS. Do it on the school browser so that you guys will see it better. Because I think that is better. Okay. So let me use here. External CSS file for your own. Okay, let me put this here. All right, so now this is it. So when you have written your paragraph, let me remove the class. Okay, I thought you guys about padding, I thought you guys about margin. Let me tell you one difference between padding and margin. Okay, when it comes to padding, let me use here. When you're talking about padding, because even me, I get confused at times. When you're talking about padding, you see this contacts me here, right? This contacts me. Now, these spaces in between the contacts me, I use padding to write that. If I go to my VS Code and I check the CSS, you can see the padding. I did it that this is a padding here, okay? So now, I've told you, just like margin, padding also has padding top, padding left, and padding whatever. So if you want to make everything the same padding, you just need padding. You just write padding. Now, when you see a padding or a margin property that they are writing it 2 times like this, are you guys seeing my screen?
Yes.
Are you seeing my screen? So when you see a padding property that is written, what this simply means is that this first one is for the top and the bottom, while the second one is for the right and the left. So you just divide it. So this is for the top and the bottom. This is for the right and so let me use VS W3 School. I think that place is better. You would see it better. I'm trying to copy this. So you're going to open a new file, like I said, and then you're going to write about yourself, what you're interested in, what you want to do, and all of that, and all of that. So when you're done writing on your browser, it should look like this on your browser. So what you do, first of all, there's a mistake somewhere here. Oh, okay. Sorry, I think there's a mistake somewhere. This is not supposed to be red. Okay, yes. HTML is not supposed to be here. Let me use one that's correct. Okay, now I see the mistake I made. I'm just going to save these settings here. Oh wow. All right. So let me use this place. Let me go and copy our topic again. All right. Okay, so it should look like this in your browser. All right. You might not have to have all these breaks if you put your margin, all these breaks will not be needed if you put your margin. Let me see. Okay, so it should look like this. You can see that I wrote short sentences. I want your own doesn't have to be short, though. Write as much as you can about yourself and put it there. My own is only short because I am using it as an example. So after you have done this, what you want to do is that you want to make sure that it's in the middle. I want to see it in the middle here, right? So we're going to put a margin. And to put a margin, we're going to need a class. You can use a div, but yeah, I'm just going to use a class. Is equal to, I'm going to give the class a name. Let me call that name para, short for paragraph. Okay. So this is the class I want to use. Now I want to style it. I want it to be in the middle, so I'm going to use the full stop para. Okay. Open my curly bracket. I want the margin top to be, let me give it, what did I give it in my VS Code? I said I want the margin top to be 250. So the margin top should be 250. All right, please pay attention because this is important. The margin top should be 250. So let me see. Oh, 250px, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see when I did 250px on VS Code, you see how it appeared on my browser. But right here, 250 is too much. So let me make it 200. So make sure you're checking your browser as you're doing it. 200 is still too much. Let me make it 150. I want it to be, okay, I think 200 is okay. I think 200 is okay. I mean, let me see, 150. Okay, let me leave it at 150. That's the margin top. Now I want the margin right. Normally, I would have written it like this, 150px. Where is that place? Okay. Normally, as I said, okay, since I want the margin top and the margin bottom to be 150px, let me show you. I can do it like this, margin 150px, leave a space. No, just leave a space and then say 30px, okay? And then 30px. So now the problem is that this right now, I have told the browser that I want the top and the bottom to be 150, 150. That's why there's a space here between the contact. And so this is 150, the top is 150. And I said I want the sides to be 30, 30. Do you understand? But I can't do it like this in this situation because I don't want a space. I don't want a space under here. I want this contact to be directly under it. Am I communicating? Are you guys understanding?
Yes.
Yeah, so I want it to be under it, so I cannot write it like that. I have to go the long version. So I'm going to start with margin top. So if you see two properties like that, margin and padding, and you see they are writing two values, know that the first one is for the top and the bottom, the second one are for the side. So I'm going to stick with margin top, which is 150. You see now it's okay, the contact is back. I'm going to do the margin right. I'm going to make that 40px. Okay, so let me see. Margin right is 40p. I'm going to say margin left. Margin left. I want it to be 40px as well. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so 40px is too small. Let me make it 50px. 60px. Make both of them 60px. I don't think this browser can carry it. Okay. So you see this hyphen is very important because I didn't put a hyphen in margin left. The left margin did not move. So when I do it now, so now you can see it in the middle, right? I can make this 200. Maybe go down a little. On 180. Okay, so I'm fine like that. So now you see the write up, I've created a margin in the write up. So now it is not in the middle, but the contact is being left behind, right? So now there is a class in the in the link. This is a link, right? So now let me style that contact because I want the contact to be on the same line with the write-up. So the button branding is the name of the class. You can call yours anything. Now let me just name it button. Let me just name the class button so that it will be easy to write. So I'm going to style this. Full stop button. Open your curly bracket, and then I'm going to say I want the margin because we want to move it to the left, to the right rather. So you're going to create a margin on this place, and this is the left. So this is where you want space. So it's going to be margin left. Margin left. So what did we use for our left? 60. 60 px. Okay. This is not 60 px. And now close my curly brackets. Okay. So you see, did we understand this? Do you all know how we got here? Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
So we know how we got here, Abby. I'm teaching you about margins and padding now. So please pay attention. Are we sure we all know? Does anybody have any question? Please, if you have any question, ask. But if we understand, let me keep going. Any questions? Any questions? Please respond. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So Ehun, you're understanding.
Yes.
Inyoluwa, you're understanding.
Yes.
EX, you're understanding.
Yes.
Chizaram, you're understanding.
Yes.
Chizaram. Okay.
Yes.
Ukumi, you're understanding it.
Yes.
Okay, I think the last person is Ore. Ore, you're understanding. Okay, let me go. So now I want to create, I have told you, make sure that when you're writing your link, your reference should be your email. Make sure you put the word mail to, and it should be your email. And then you put a class and then you put a title. Very easy. So once you have done this now I want to create a border. I want to make this look like a button. Okay. So what do I do? Let me see. Okay. So what do? I give this link a background color. I want to create, let me show you. Now, this is button, right? I'm still designing the button. So let me go here. So I say background color. Okay, let me just follow it like this. Background. Okay. I don't think it's background color. I think it's just background. I want it to be purple. Okay. I want this to be purple. So you can see now it has, but the problem is that because the link is written in blue, you can see that this is not visible, right? Right, guys?
Yes.
You can see, right? So you just
Yes.
come here and then you change the color from blue. Change the color from blue. Blue to, let's make it white. Okay? So if I run this, now it's white. Are we understanding?
Yes.
Well, understanding. Okay, fine. So now this is too small. I want it to be a little bigger. What am I going to use? That's when you use the padding. We use padding. Oh, sorry. We use padding. So one difference you should know between margin and padding is that why margin is the outer, like the space outside a particular element. Margin is the space outside a particular element. You can see the margin is around the text. Oh, sorry. The margin is around the text. Padding is inside. Now we're going to use padding to create space to make this bigger. So I want to give the entire padding a padding of 10px. So let's do that. Padding is 10px. You can do this as I'm doing this as well. I think it's better that way for some people. I mean, this is not right. Okay, so padding is 10px. You see, it created a space. I want it to be bigger. I want a bigger button. Let me make it 20. See, it's bigger. But it's going to cause a problem for you here. So you can decide to put a margin bottom, sorry, a margin top, so that there will be a space between the button and your right top. But this is too big. Let me make this 15. Okay, so this is okay. But in case, maybe let's assume that you made a big button and then it's covering the space. It's very easy. You just have to go and write margin top. Margin top. All right. Let's say you give it 10px, a small space of 10px. Sorry. Okay, and you do this. Because it is small, if I make it 100, right, you would see it will be very obvious. Did I make a mistake somewhere? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
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 So I'm wondering why this margin top did not work. That's not working. This is working. See, it moved. So let me make that 60 again. Why is the margin top not working? Okay, I don't know why it's not working on W school, but it is supposed to work. I don't know why. Well, anyway, we don't need it for now. Probably a browser problem. I'm sorry. So I think this space is enough. Okay. So now I want this to have rounded corners. I want this to have rounded corners. How do I make it have rounded corners? I use a border radius. We learned this today. Border radius. I'm going to give the border radius of 5. So you can see it's rounded now, right? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You can see now it is rounded, okay?
Yes. Yes.
So what else do I also want to do? And so this is basically what your assignment is going to be. Now you see this underline that is it. When you write a link, every time you write a link, the link is going to appear blue and then it's going to have like a line under it. Now I don't want this line to be there. You can decide that you want what's the property? I think it's text decoration, yes. So for links, this is a text decoration for links. It's just an underline, it's a text decoration. Now I don't want that. So I'm going to say text decoration. Text decoration. Remember that if you do not know all this, you don't have to know all these elements by heart, offhand. It's going to be hard. You can always Google it. Okay. Text decoration, none. I don't want any text decoration. All right. I don't know why they're not working here, but let me show you on VS Code. So on VS Code, you can see I did the margin, and I also did a background of purple. I did a border radius of 4px. I did a color text decoration. I also did a font size, but this is optional. But I used a font size. You can leave line height. Line height should be optional. So this is what I did on. Okay, I think I can divide my screen into two to make it easier. All right, so hold on. I think I'll be able to show both. Okay. Why didn't I think of this earlier? Okay. Okay. So because I made this to be in the middle, that's why you cannot see it. So I'm going to remove the margin left so that we can see this thing very well. I want it to go back to the left. So let me see. So we'll be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so now it's in the left. So pardon me, you won't be able to see the full thing because I'm dividing my screen into two. But I just want to show you how I made this button. So okay. So you can see because I had a margin left. If I put a margin of, let me redo this thing again. Sorry, margin left. You can see that the contact me is not in the same position as this because I removed the margin left, and there is still margin left on the. So you see now the button and then the button and the right up are in the same place. Let me try that. What's it called? This is let me try margin top for the button if it will create a space there. And I say I want it to be 50 here. Okay, let me save that. Oh, it really did not work here. Okay, so that means if it doesn't work, then you try it on the right up itself. So let me give it a margin bottom. So you see, like I told you with coding, you have to be trying because there are a million ways to do something. Let me make the margin bottom 10px to create a little space. Oh, sorry. Let me make it 30 because that shortened it. Okay, so you see there's a little space there. Now this is nicer. This is nicer. I prefer this space. Okay, so yes. So this is going to be your assignment. You're going to have a write-up and then you design it like, so do you guys understand how I got here? Do you know the difference between margin and padding right now? This space inside, as you can see here, they did 15px up and 30px on the side. 15px up there. If I change this to 20, it's going to be bigger, but I just want to show you. If I change this to 20 and I change this to 40, you will see that the sizes, the button will also become different. See, it's bigger, right? But I want to leave it at 15 and 30. Okay. So yeah. So do we understand? I told you when it comes to margin and padding are the same thing, but the difference is that the space around here surrounding this element is called a margin, while the space inside is called a padding. So inside is for padding, outside is for margin. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody understands this.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so this is going to be your assignment. So that is going to be your assignment. I'm going to put it on the group chat. Okay. So I think that's about margins, padding. What is? Oh, let's check out what is margin collapse. I don't think I talked about margin collapse. Okay, yes, what we're talking about. I told you guys. So you can write the entire margin like this 4. You can write it 2 times, or you can write it twice, or you can just go the long route. Do you guys understand? So it's basically what I've been saying. So I'll talk about padding. So any questions? See, there's a padding inside. Padding is always inside a border or something. It's always inside. Margin is always outside. You can see padding here. It's inside here. It's inside here. It's always around a border, or if you use a border property, the padding will be inside the border property. If you have a link and then you put a background, who is that? Please stop disturbing my class. If you create a link, like we created a link here, ours was a link. We used a link, but we put a background in the link. Now let's see if I use background color, will it still work? I just want to see. Well, it still works. So yeah, you can use background color, you can use background. Okay, so yes, this is your assignment for today. If you don't have any question, you can go. If you have a question, see.
This is our homework. Please, can you put it on chat?
I don't know how to put it on chat, but are you seeing my screen? Ehun,
Yes.
you see my screen. Okay, let me try.
Stop.
So you have to create an about me, about dot or about dot HTML file. That's number 1.
Please
Then
say
number
it
2,
again.
what?
Please say the homework again.
Yes, I'm sending it. I'm typing it right now. Don't worry. Then number 2, create. Okay. Write a short paragraph. Write a short paragraph about yourself. And this page, this page is going to be in your project, because we're still going to put your picture. It's going to look, let me show you guys how it's going to look like. This is going to be the end game. Hold on. So this is how it's going to look like. So do you see this? So that means you put a H1. Make sure that your H1 is your name. You say, hi, my name is so and so. Then you write a paragraph about yourself and you put it. So I'm going to show you how to put your image side by side in the next class. But first of all, do this particular write-up, and then we're going to put your image here. So this is a H1. Okay, so maybe I'm just even going to give you guys this one. So are you guys seeing it? So make sure you do it well, because it's going to be your project and it's going to look like this. Oh, I was writing. So I said, write a short paragraph about yourself and put a link to your email. Okay, so make sure to add mail to in your href. Okay, so the number 3 thing you're going to do is to style your paragraph. Style your paragraph. And your link using margin, padding, and using margin and padding are background colors. To style your page. So it will look, I will send the picture. So I will send this to the WhatsApp group as well. Where's it? So I'll send this page to the WhatsApp group as well. Okay, so if you've gotten your assignment and you understand your assignment, you can go. If you have any questions, let me know. If you don't have any questions, yes.
I don't have an email.
You don't have an email, you're going to have to use daddy's email. Use daddy or mommy's email.
Okay.
All right. Any other question?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm having problems with my computer.
What's happening to it there?
My computer has like shaped into a way of a phone.
Oh, is there somebody with you there, or?
No.
And I cannot see your screen, so I don't even know what is wrong.
Should I share my screen?
Here, let me see. So if you don't have any question for me, you can go, except Ore is talking to me. The rest of you can leave my class. No, except Ore. If you don't have any other, nobody has a question, they can leave. All right, show your screen. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so it's supposed to be a button.
Bye.
By let me see if I can. Ore, please just accept the request that is coming.
Okay.
Okay. So let me see. Okay. So do you see? Let me see. Can I press this from here? Oh, sorry. Let me do it again. So it is doing like a phone right now. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. Let me check my laptop for the setting. I can't remember. Just hold on. Let me stop controlling first. So let me check mine. I know that I have that feature on my laptop. Let me check. I think the feature is is exactly okay. Tablet mode. All right.
Ma, I've copied the SMS. Can I go now?
Who is that?
Inolua.
Okay. Yeah, you can go.
Bye.
All right. So Inyolua, please accept it again. Okay. So it's supposed to be around here. And you can't remember what you pressed, yeah? Nyolua.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to. Okay, don't worry. When you sign in again, let me see. When you off your computer and on it again, don't worry, it will go back to normal because here it is set to not go to tablet mode. So don't worry. When you off your laptop, when you shut down your system and open it again, it should go back to normal. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, dear. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.